Yeah, fight fan. I know where you're going with this, and I understand it. And it was a big part of boxing for a long time. Lamenting the end of the 15 round era, which it's interesting because in Queensberry rules for a long time, a round ended when there was some type of knockdown or trip or anything else, and that was early on. And then they eventually developed the 15 rounds. Let me tell you how I feel about it. Dooku Kim was fighting Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Ray was a wildly popular lightweight champion in the 70s and a little bit into the early 80s. And Dooku Kim died after his fight with Mancini. Guys, here's the thing. When they changed the rule, and I think Jose Suleiman, Mauricio's father, was at the head of it, he's tried to explain to the boxing world, he said, guys, it's just a matter of pacing. And the reporters would say things like, well, Ray Leonard wouldn't have won his fight with Tommy Hearns the first time if it hadn't been 15 rounds because he didn't knock him out to the 13th round. And what Jose Suleiman said was, no, guys, Ray Leonard would have knocked him out earlier because it's simply a matter of pacing. Guys, I'm all for long fights. I think they're great. I think they show cardio conditioning and everything else. But how much is too much? Because how much does it then become, how long you can last? So it becomes like a marathon where you're getting punched in the head. Many of us would much rather see quicker fights where people push themselves, but that's not the model of boxing. And I think the UFC took from that, where they tried to make it more action packed. They tried to make the fighters fight, right, rather than what boxing had done, which allowed boxers. You remember there's a lot of champions. Jimmy Paul was one from Kronk. He used to give away the first round every time, and he used to think to himself, well, it's like a warm-up round, like a warm-up for exercise. And his trainer would yell at him, like, what do you think you're doing, man? The first round's as valuable as the 15th. They score them the same. Yeah, listen, I think 15 rounds was probably too long. And Fight Fan, I know you and a lot of the other guys really into the history are going to want to kill me for that. But the reality is, I think it hurt the sport, and I think it killed some people like Dooku Kim. So, that having been said, I think we're on a better track now with 12 rounds. I don't know that boxing fixed it perfectly, and it's one of the reasons MMA is so much more popular. They were able to take all the failings of boxing, like the 8 original weight classes. Okay, they kept them, but they changed the weights, right? An average fight is going to be 15 minutes. That's it. Sorry, 15 minutes and it's done, right? A world championship, 25 minutes. Not 15 times 3, whatever that works out to. So, yeah, man, I'm okay with the shorter rounds. I think they're all great fighters. And really, like Jose Suleiman said, it's a matter of pacing, guys. Read my book, Warrior of the Light.